So there's only 2 days until Thanksgiving, so my timing is a little off. Um, so I'm gonna get just right into it as much as I can. Y'all know I ramble. So this is the pot liquor Thanksgiving menu that came in the November Jonesy box, which is, yes, off schedule, but I closed the Patreon for October because I was very sick, pregnant, blah, 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 blah. Still pregnant, not as sick, but still sick. But anyway, so inside this menu, one of the things, if you're getting one, and if not, I'm about to show it to you, is this Thanksgiving charcuterie. And what's on it? It says it's a cold platter with assorted cheeses, cranberry chutney, sweet and savory crackers, banana pudding dip, carving board turkey, brown sugar ham, spiced candied pecans, and assorted fresh veggies. So what I thought would be cute was to put this together for you guys with stuff just from the regular grocery store. Like you could put this together as like a little appetizer, or like for friends or for yourself or whatever. If you're getting a Jonesy box, and this is kind of spoilerish, I guess, but I want to show you something else. One of the things that's going to come in your Jonesy box is one of these. This is technically a glass cutting board, but it's also the perfect size to use as a little individual serving platter, charcuterie type of thing. And I know we use charcuterie for everything, whatever. Let's just have fun. I'm going to go in my kitchen and put this together. Really, the most difficult thing is making the cranberry chutney, but you could always just find like a nice textured cranberry jam. I actually did see several while I was at the store, and I just wasn't sure how they would taste, and I didn't want to, like with me being pregnant, I was like, I don't know. So I'm going to make mine. It's the same cranberry chutney that I make for my family's Thanksgiving. Anyway, it's what my family loves. It's what we're used to. So it's a very simple recipe, but it's probably the most labor intensive thing of anything that's going to go on this platter today. So let's get started. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is a pot to put on your stove. I'm using a pretty small pot. And you will notice that I am not measuring most of these things. We're very much just eyeballing it here. Like I said, I make this so often that I just pour. So we're going to start with a base of apple juice. After that, we are going to add some brown sugar to that apple juice. I cannot give you any measurements because, again, I am just measuring from the soul, but this is just basic cranberry sauce recipe that you can find anywhere online. Which I don't think I recorded, but I also sprinkled a bit of salt. And after that, we're going to let that pot come up to a boil. You're going to see me stir just to make sure that that brown sugar is nice and well incorporated. And then from there, I am going to grab my cranberries and go from there. Okay, as you see, just a bag of fresh cranberries. I am going to rinse those off camera, and then I am going to pour those into my mixture of apple juice, brown sugar, and a little sprinkle of salt. You can use other juices for this. I've done it with orange juice before. I've used white sugar before. It really just depends on your particular taste, what you like to do. But long story short, you're going to dump those cranberries in there, and then you are going to bring that to a boil. So you got a good boil going. Stir them up. You kind of see how some of them are starting to pop and crack open. You really want most of them you want it to boil long enough that you get that good pop open on most of them, so that you don't have a lot of solid berries in your sauce. But once you get to that point, you're gonna turn your stove off, and then you're gonna get it out of that pot so that it can cool, so that it can actually thicken up some. While we're waiting on that to cool, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our banana pudding dip. I am using non-dairy ingredients for mine because I can't have whole milk. I can't have soft cheese like cream cheeses. So there's that. You just need cream cheese. You need some sort of cream cheese, some sort of milk, and a box of banana cream Jello instant pudding mix. Now for mine, because I'm using non-dairy milk, I'm not going to follow the instructions on the box for that pudding. The instructions on the box want you to use 2 cups of cold milk to make the pudding. I'm only going to use a half cup of milk because the consistency is just different, and if I use an equivalent amount of milk, it's not going to work out right. But so I pour my milk in, I softened that cream cheese, and I'm going to incorporate that some. And I'm also going to I'm only going to use half of that box of pudding mix as well, just because I don't need a ton of it. We're not making a lot, so I'm going to go ahead mix that up. Mine does end up kind of lumpy. I should have softened my cream cheese a bit more, but that particular cream cheese is very easy to completely melt, and so I was paranoid about it. It is, if you are in the market for a vegan cream cheese, that one really is good. I really do like it, but it tends to melt rather than soften, and so that's what that was. So I'm going to, you see me mixing right now, it's just the milk and the cream cheese, and then I'm going to pour in that half the box of that pudding mix like I showed you, or like I said, and then I'm going to mix again until it's well incorporated. Once everything is well incorporated, you're going to want to take a clean spoon and taste it. I did that off camera, and I determined that it needed to be a little sweeter because of that cream cheese. So what you see me doing right there is I just added a single tablespoon of regular granulated sugar, and then I'm going to mix that up and taste it again. And from there, it was perfect. And so I stuck that in the refrigerator to let the pudding set a little bit more while I'm getting the other parts of our platter together. And now we have cheeses. These are all from just the cheese counter at my Kroger. I got a red cheddar. I also got a smoked cheddar because my store did not have smoked Gouda. I talked to, the ladies at the cheese counter, and they told me that they've been having a really hard time getting it around this year. But I did get this Gouda Robusto, which is it's a type of Gouda. It's just not a smoked Gouda. There was actually a guy at the cheese counter who was getting the same cheese, and he said that he has a cold smoker, so he's gonna smoke his own Gouda. Like, how cool is that? But anyway, I'm just going to slice these up in a way that makes them really easy for serving with crackers and everything else. So I'm actually going to speed this up because it's just slicing cheese. And I picked these particular cheeses because these are the type of cheeses that I will be using in my macaroni and cheese as well. So now we're going to put everything together. You will need some type of ramekin or small serving bowl to put like your dips and stuff. But you see, I've got some just regular from the deli section, or from the prepared deli section, some carving board ham. I am going to crack that open, lay that out. I'm using this lasher board because I realized very quickly, like, okay, there is not enough room here to put all of this stuff out the way that I want to on the little pot liquor board. And so to give myself that room, I just got out just a bamboo cutting board that I have, and I'm just going to serve everything from there because my family is actually going to eat this. You see they also have the carving board turkey breads, that these are both like they're not quite as processed as kind of the other serving meats, but you could do this part yourself. Like if you had the time or the inclination, you could, slice, like get a full size ham, slice your own ham, slice pieces from your turkey. If you cook your turkey ahead of time, slice pieces of your turkey breast. You could definitely do that. I didn't even buy a turkey for this year. I'm cooking a chicken because we never end up eating all of it. But anyway, so you're putting everything together, and I am making sure to get a good, kind of wipe down on my hands between. Nothing that I'm using, everything that I'm using is fine to be served cold. So there's no real concern about that, but I am, kind of at least wiping my hands off between certain items. Like I didn't want to have, meat juice on my hands while I was putting the crackers out. I didn't want the crackers to get soggy or anything. So what you saw there was just a box of crackers, Pepperidge Farm crackers. They have 3 different types of crackers in them. I chose those because I knew my kids would like them, but you can choose any different crackers that you like. For my little sweets area, I got these caramelized pecans that I love these, love these, love these, love these so much. They're really sticky, or not really sticky, but the coating on them like tastes like pecan pie, which is why I really, really like those. So we're gonna put some of those out. You don't have to use pecans, obviously. You can use any type of sweet-ish nut that you want. I moved those over and dropped some on the floor because I'm just trying to create a good separation. And so the pecans can touch the cheese. I don't want these cookies to touch the cheese. The cookies are for the banana pudding dip. I actually could not find any chessmen cookies, and so I got those. They were called Bordeaux. It's like a little caramelized kind of cookie. They were really, really good. I was worried about them, but it's actually a really, really good cookie. Very similar to the normal shortbread cookie, the normal chessman cookie, but a little crispier, a little more warm in flavor. It's not spiced. It's not spiced at all, but they're really good cookies. And now I'm going to put some vegetables out just to kind of round things out. I started not to put the vegetables on there because I was like, I don't have room for this, but I actually bought a little pre-prepared veggie tray so that I didn't have to worry about cutting vegetables up myself or anything like that. I just put out some celery, some carrots, some broccoli, standard things. You cannot give the people celery and raw broccoli without giving them ranch. What you see me squeezing out is just normal Lighthouse ranch, which is just the ranch that my family likes. I think this is where I went to go get the banana pudding dip out of the refrigerator so that I can serve that. And no, this is actually me serving the cranberry sauce, which is actually still warm. I should have made that way ahead. Ideally, you would make it well in advance so that it can go ahead and thicken up and get that really jelly-like texture. But here we are. It was time. It was go time, and so I went with it. So I served that, and then I guess right now is when I'm going to get the banana pudding dip out of the refrigerator to round out that corner over there. And I've actually never put one of these together before, so I was really happy with how it turned out, and my family really liked it as well. Okay, so now we are going to put it together. I have some little condiment cups that I'm going to use to spoon out little individual dips so that you don't have them just, kind of slopped on the plate. And I am going to fix myself my little tray of what I would eat. And then, of course, I realized that I had completely covered up the pot liquor logo in the middle. And so now here I am trying to kind of maneuver some stuff around so that you can actually see the pot liquor logo in the middle, which absolutely does not matter for for anything except this video and the picture that I'm going to take. But this was really, really cute, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.